Dear brothers and sisters, as we repeat and say always that Quran is the most important book to the creation, to the human, to know their way, to know their destiny, to know their source, to know the whole story from the beginning, what will happen after that, what will be in the next life. And this is the only lonely book still as Allah revealed to his Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. There are many other divine books, but these books is for a short period, for specific people and specific time. For this reason, Allah didn't protect and guard these books forever, but Allah protect and guard the Quran. For this reason, we have to understand every letter in this book. We have to understand every word in this book. We have to understand and take seriously every order and command. Allah Azza wa Jal order us in the Quran. Allah Azza wa Jal give us many commands in the Quran, and we have to follow this. We have to obey this. We have to understand this. Unfortunately, Muslims today take some orders and left others. We have to take all orders seriously and follow all these orders. And we have to understand that these orders is to human benefit. It is not for Allah benefit. And this is what we found at the end of Surah Al-Hijr, when Allah Azza wa Jal ordered his prophet and everyone after his prophet. وَلَقَدْ نَعْلَمُ أَنَّكَ يَضِيقُ صَدْرُكَ بِمَا يَقُولُونَ. We know that your breast is constrained by what they say. We know that your heart feel distressed for what they say. For this reason, you have to follow these orders. And if we look today, who didn't feel this? Who didn't go through this feelings from all the human? What the name is, what the sect is, what the color is, what the nation, what the source, what the geography. Everyone in this earth today feel this distress in his heart, feel this distress in his chest. And this is the order. وَلَقَدْ نَعْلَمُ أَنَّكَ يَضِيقُ صَدْرُكَ. We know that you feel this. فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ. So proclaim the purity of your Lord. The purity of your Lord. Your Lord is not a human. Your Lord is not eating. Your Lord is not have sex relation. Your Lord is not going to the bathroom and do what the people normally did in the bathroom. Your Lord is didn't coming from the same place where all the people born as a human. So he's pure. Subhanallah. The word Subhanallah is very important, meaning that Allah is pure from all these meanings and what they want from these meanings to give bad position to God, to put the God in very low feeling. He is like the human, not like the human, but also the human born him. How can the human born the God? This is something very difficult to understand. How can a human, how can tree be a God? How can animal be a God? This is humiliation to the position of the God. God is over all of these bad thinking, over all of these, because all of these thinking want to make from the God in a bad position. And this is what the Satan want to be at the end. فسبح بحمد ربك. Make tasbih. This is order that your God is different from everything you think, different from a human, different from anything you can imagine. You can watch his creation. You can watch his knowledge in everything in this life. You can watch his wisdom, but you cannot imagine his picture, his shape, because everything you think he is different from this. And this is the idea from all the history of the humanity. They make idols. They make many things. This is like God, and we worship this instead of God. No, it is not. All of these is shirk, is polytheist, and it's make partners to Allah Azza wa Jal. For this reason, فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ. Your Lord is pure. Proclaim the purity and the glory of your Lord, and be among those who prostrate themselves before Allah. Yes, as-sujood, prostration. This is the second thing. First of all, kun فسبح بحمد ربك. Make tasbih. Second order, kun min as-sajidin. O Muhammad, be from those who make sujood to Allah. And this is an order to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this is an order to everyone after the Prophet. This is an order to everyone after the Prophet, that to be like this, to be in this situation, to be in the position of sujood. Sujood is an amazing thing. Sujood is like tasbih. It is not just a word. It is not just a movement or practicing. It is reality. It is something we need to elevate and elevate and elevate in it. It's a college. It's a school. In this school, we feel that prostration is to be free from the captivity of the world and from the captivity of the desires. In sujood, you know that everything in this life is empty. The medals, the rings, the titles, the leaderships, everything is useless, because at a point you will leave everything. You will leave everything, and you will take with you only one thing: perfect heart, qalbun salim, or bad heart. Heart full with darkness, or heart full with nur. This is the result. This is the end. This is what you will take with you from this life to the next life. So the closest a servant is to his Lord is when he is prostrating, and he moves from one state to another state, during which tears descend, with groans are removed, and needs are raised. At this point, you put all the needs at the door of your Lord, and you know that he fulfill everything, and he has the power to do everything. But at the end, he will give you what is in your benefit. Prostrating is a private meeting and a closed meeting that no one attend, no one prevents you from, and no one knows about it, and no one knows what's going on in this meeting. No one. Also, Google will not know. Also, because Google today know everything. You talk with your friend, and suddenly you talk about the coffee, and suddenly Google told you you have Starbucks near you. So no one knows. It is something between you and your Lord. No one prevents you. No one knows about it. No one knowing what's going between the servant and his Lord. At that point, hope mixing with fear and happiness mix with crying, and all these situation is very high level of understanding of sujood. This is the meaning of sujood. This high level of understanding, this high level of feeling. And when we go through this, now that means we are doing a real sujood. But if our sujood is the same, that means this sujood is sujood without life, sujood without spirit, sujood without reality. For this reason, Allah Azza wa Jal told us, and not only for us, it is for all the nation before us. All the nation, Allah Azza wa Jal asked them to make sujood. And this is what Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Isra. قل آمنوا به أو لا تؤمنوا قل آمنوا به أو لا تؤمنوا إن الذين أوتوا العلم من قبله إذا يتلى عليهم يخرون للأذقان سجدا. Believe in it or don't believe. Indeed, those who were given knowledge before it, before you, Prophet Muhammad, when it is recited to them, they fall upon their faces in prostration. So prostration is recommended for all the nation. And there is another evidence, and there is very clear evidence. Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in Surah Maryam, ayah number 58. In Surah Maryam, ayah number 58, Allah Azza wa Jal describe all those people who making sujood. أولئك الذين أنعم الله عليهم من النبيين من ذرية آدم ومما حملنا مع نوح ومن ذرية إبراهيم وإسرائيل وممن هدينا واجتبينا إذا تتلى عليهم آيات الرحمن خروا سجدا وبكيا. So Allah Azza wa Jal in this ayat described to us that sujood is recommended for all the nation. أولئك الذين أنعم الله عليهم, those were the ones upon whom Allah bestowed favor from among the prophets of the children of Adam. So, children of Adam. And those we carried with Nuh, the people Allah carried them with Nuh alayhi salam. And children of Abraham and Israel, Yaqub, and of those whom we guided and chose. When the verses of the most merciful were recited to them, they fell in prostration and weeping. They fell in. So what does that mean? That means all the nation, from the beginning, from Adam alayhi salam to the end, to the day of judgment, Allah asked them, Allah recommend them to make sujood. But someone said, oh Shaykh, but today the other nation didn't make sujood. I said, yes. And this is what the Quran told us. فَخَلَفَ مِن بَعْدِهِمْ خَلْفٌ أَضَاعُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَاتَّبَعُوا الشَّهَوَاتِ فَسَوْفَ يَلْقَوْنَ غَيًّا. But there came after them successors, the people who coming after them, who neglect prayer and pursue desires, so they are going to meet evil. Then came after them the successors who neglect salah and sujood and followed desire, so they will soon face outcome of their deviation. This is the idea that those people, the next generation after generation, they lost sujood. Today, we found many Muslim people don't make sujood. And the majority of the Muslim, they make sujood just as movement, just as practicing, but where is the reality of the sujood? When your heart making sujood, he will make one sajda and he will not go out or end this sajda because he feel the meaning of this sujood. He feel the happiness of connecting to Allah. He feel the happiness to become closer to Allah. كلا لا تطعه واسجد واقترب. Don't obey him and make sujood and become closer and closer to Allah. And this is what Rasulullah said. If someone make sajda to Allah, one prostration to Allah, Allah will forgive one of his sins and will give him one goodness and he elevate him one ranks. So every sajda, there is a new ranks to you. If it is real sujood, that means if you pray only farida every day, 35 sajda, that means every day you elevate yourself 35 ranks every day. But if we waste, if our sujood, like the Prophet told one of the people that pray because you didn't pray, he makes sujood, he make ruku', he stand up, but his mind is astray. His mind is heedless. His heart is darkness. He didn't feel any connection. He just bow and prostrate and stand and talk and no. The Prophet told him, pray because you didn't pray. The reality of prayer is connection with Allah Azza wa Jal. This is the meaning of sujood, and this is the very important point. And as this ayat told us that the old nation didn't make sujood only, but they are crying with their sujood. وَيَخُرُّونَ لِلْأَذْقَانِ يَبْكُونَ وَيَزِيدَهُمْ خُشُوعًا. And they fall upon their faces, weeping, and increase them in humble and submission. This is how the old nation. How about the Muslim today? Did you cry when you make sujood to Allah? When you are alone? When you are at night? When you are making tahajjud? When you are praying? When you are making dhikr? If you did this, I give you the bushra. I give you the good news that you, she, he will be under the cover of Allah, under the shadow of Allah, when at that day there is no other shadow you can sit under it. سبعة يظلهم الله في ظله. He will be one of that. Allah Azza wa Jal will cover him with his shadow at the day of judgment. And also at this time you can make sujood. You can make sujood anytime. But in Akhirah, the people couldn't. Who didn't make the real sujood in dunya, they couldn't make real sujood in Akhirah. يوم يكشف عن ساق ويدعون إلى السجود فلا يستطيعون. At that day, the shrine will be uncovered and they are invited to prostration, but this disbeliever will not be able. Those people who didn't make the real sujood in dunya will be disabled to make sujood in Akhirah. For this meaning, sujood is a point. Sujood is a point between dunya and Akhirah. Your body is in the dunya. Your soul and your spirit is in the Akhirah, and your head face is on the sand from where we have been created, and from where everyone will be buried, and from where we will go to the day of destruction. منها خلقناكم وفيها نعيدكم ومنها نخرجكم تارة أخرى. From the earth we created you, and into it we will return you, and from it we will extract you another time. From this dust we created you, and in this we shall put you back, and from this we shall raise you up once again. This is the reality of sujood, remind you about the beginning from the earth, remind you about the ending in the tomb, remind you about the day of restriction where everyone will be at that day. At that day, everything will change. خافضة رافعة. Some people will be in very high level and some people will be in very low level. He has trillions, but he is in the hell. This is his deeds. He is very great politician, but he will be in. She is very nice actress. Today, no wrongdoers will be in the paradise. Today, everyone according to his deeds will be in the hell or in the paradise, and this is the justice. This is the complete fair and justice. So, فسبح بحمد ربك وكن من الساجدين. Make tasbih and be from the people who prostrate. وَاعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينَ. And worship your Lord until you achieve the certainty. Until you achieve the certainty. Worship your Lord until you achieve the certainty. Most of the Mufassirin said that this yaqeen, this certainty here is al-maut, death. And that's right, because everyone will achieve the certainty at the point of the death. Everyone, rejecter, believer, yes, everyone will watch the angels at the point of the death, if they are the angels of mercy, of the angels of suffering and punishment. Yes, this is the angels of this. It is not one type. وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا. If we return to the starting of Surah Al-Nazi'at, it mentioned and described two types of death angels. Al-Nazi'at, the angels who will take the soul of the criminals, who take the soul of the rejecter, who take the soul of the people who don't believe in God, who don't believe in the book of God, who don't believe in what Allah sent to us from His pure messengers, who convert these messengers to bad or to something different. This is the idea. This is the reality. At the point of the death, there are two types of angel, and you know what is your destiny from this starting. So, منها خلقناكم وفيها نعيدكم ومنها نخرجكم تارة أخرى فسبح بحمد ربك وكن من الساجدين واعبد ربك حتى يأتيك اليقين. So, if you want to get the certainty, if you want to get the to be full assured, if you want to be from the people of Yaqeen, yes, the way to it is to worship your Lord in a right way. When you worship your Lord in a right way, you become closer and closer and closer until you achieve the certainty. كلا لا تطعه واسجد واقترب. Make sujood and become closer until ها أنت وربك. You are with your Lord. You feel the nur of your Lord. You feel the mercy of your Lord. You feel the wisdom of your Lord. You feel the high level of feeling. You feel how He responds to your dua. You feel how He supports you. You feel how He will be with you. All of this feeling, this give al-yaqeen. And someone said, okay, if I achieve al-yaqeen, I should stop worshipping? No, my friend, you don't understand. You don't understand. When you reach al-yaqeen, now you will worship Him with great happiness, with all certainty. And this is the high position in Islam, and we call this position is al-ihsan. Al-ihsan is one of the highest level of iman. And when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, they asked him about al-ihsan, he answered them, أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه. To worship your Lord, to worship Allah as you saw him, as you watch him. فإن لم تكن تراه فإنه يراك. So if you didn't see him, he saw you. This is the yaqeen. But to worship Allah and you don't think about him, you don't connect with him, this is not real worshiping. This is just an appearance. This is just wax museum. You see the president, but it is not reality. It's wax statue to those people. If you give you wax apple, it's red, it's nice, it's shining, but you cannot eat it. This is very big problem, and we have to understand this. If with this, there is the queen of beauty, all the people will run to see the queen of beauty. All the people will try to marry the queen of beauty. But if she did, and we said just 1 hour ago she did, who will marry her? Who will marry her? Who will accept to be with her? She is dead. This is the reality. If you pray but dead prayer, if we recite Quran but with the dead soul, how can we achieve these meaning? وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينَ. So this is the situation of a Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he stand up and his feet swallow. Why? He don't want to suffer himself, but he don't feel about himself. He don't feel about himself. One of the companion of Prophet Muhammad, he has garganine in his leg, and they should cut his leg, and they want to give him wine until he lost his conscience to do the surgery to him. There is no ways at that time, 1,400 years ago there. And he said, no, I will not take this. What you will do? He said, I will make prostration. I will make sujood. And if you saw my color change, now do what you would like to do. And he makes sujood to Allah Azza wa Jal. And after a while, they watch him yellow. And they start to cut his leg, to put his leg in the boiling oil. Unbelievable. And he do nothing. He feel nothing. Why? Because he make real ibadah to Allah Azza wa Jal. He make real connection with Allah Azza wa Jal. When you have this connection, you don't feel the pain of the dunya. You don't care about the pain of the dunya because you are looking for your last trip. If someone get first time visa to United States and he has a trip for 16 hours, it's long trip, but he is happy. He know the end. He will come to United States. He will come to... And this is if someone knows that Allah will accept him in Jannah. And all this trip, he will be happy. Whatever is his situation, because he know his last destiny. وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينَ. So for this, Allah Azza wa Jal ask all the human and give them the reason of their creation when he told them the fact that وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I didn't create the human and the jinn except for worshipping. And what is the meaning of this worshipping? This worshipping means that it is for your benefit. It is not for his benefit. It is upgrading to you. It is elevating to you to become in very high. Your spirit will be very educated and your heart will be very educated. And this is the meaning of وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I didn't create the jinn and mankind except to worship. But in this, worshipping is your benefit. If I join my bank account with the bank account of Elon Musk, he will get benefit or I will get benefit? Of course, I will get benefit because I put I merge my bank account with his bank account. Who will get? And this is a human. This is a human. How if you worship Allah? How if you connect with Allah. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I didn't create the jinn and the human beings except for the purpose that they should worship me. Oh Allah, this is for you? This is for your benefit? No, it is for your benefit. It is for my benefit. It is for a human benefit. And okay, how do you know this? What is your proof when you told this? The proof is the second ayah. This ayah, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. It is Surah Al-Zariyat, ayah number 56. And Allah said in the ayah number 57, the second ayah directly, مَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُمْ مِنْ رِزْقٍ وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَن يُطْعِمُونَ. I don't want from them any provision, any rizq, nor I want them to feed me. So I don't want any rizq. I will give them the rizq and I will give them the food. And he separate the food from the rizq. That means the most important rizq is the rizq of the soul. If the rizq of the heart, if the rizq from the nur, this is the highest level. And the second one is the rizq from the body. وما أريد أن يطعمون ما أريد منهم من رزق وما أريد أن يطعمون. So we cannot give him any benefit. إن الله هو الرزاق ذو القوة المتين. Indeed, he is Allah who is the provider, the firm possessor of strength. In fact, Allah is all sustainer, possessor of power, the strong. This is the reality. Everything, every order from Allah to your benefit. So take care of it and understand it and have the right teacher to help you to elevate yourself more and more and more until you achieve what Allah Azza wa Jal give you, until to achieve what Allah Azza wa Jal want from you. يا أيها الناس يا أيها الناس, O human, اعبدوا ربكم, worship your Lord, الذي خلقكم, who created you, والذين من قبلكم, and who are before you, لعلكم تتقون, واعبد ربك حتى يأتيك اليقين. You should worship your Lord until you achieve the certainty. You should worship your Lord until you reach the end of this life, which is death. May Allah give you khair and afiyah. May Allah accept from all of us. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Al-Fatiha.